I turned to see Caroline backed away from the door, staring intensely at the two women that stood in the doorway. What the hell? One girl, dressed in a red maid uniform, smirked as she stared at Caroline. She looked practically crazy, her eyes almost glowing excitement and fury. She had red eyes. I'd be losing my shit after seeing that. Look at this color. Blue, red, and then, I don't know, feces? The other woman was someone who looked to be a little older than I was. She wore a business suit and had an air of snobbish poise about her.
I like my little folks next to my bigger folks because I don't like touching my little folks after I'm finished with my bigger folks.
That's the kind of person she is. Something about her didn't let me like her, despite her being pretty. Oh no, if I have no reason to like you, I don't care if you're pretty.
You're quick, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna give her a Cockney accent.
The Academy must have beat the living hell out of you to make you that fast.
Oh.
You're not gonna talk, are we? Typical of the teacher's pet. Then again, you always were the lonely, pathetic type. You're not funny. I think I'm hilarious. Everyone at the Academy thought so, being the second best had its perks. At least you remember who was the top of the class. You may be the top of the class, but let me show you who's the real top between us.
Red. Really? You called her Red. You called her Red. Wow.
Red, stop wasting my time and fight.
Yes, ma'am.
I watched as the maid named after the color of her dress charged. Uncreatively named after the color of her dress and charged at Caroline with another knife. I gripped the railing, wondering what the fuck was going on. Before I could shout in protest, though, Caroline quickly set to the side, grabbing the railing of the stairs opposite of the one I was on, and flipping over it. What? I stared wide-eyed as Caroline gained a look of pure determination as she glared at Red.
Oh, putting your training to use? At least this will be fun.
Red then ran up and grabbed the railings, vaulting over, thrusting her knife at Caroline, who swiftly twirled down the stairs and watched the knife embed itself into the wall.
Girl, stand still.
Red pulled it out with almost monstrous strength, and then charged again at Caroline, who quickly ran backwards to keep distance. What is going on? What is going on? The woman who watched the fight looked up at me, taking in the sight of my body before smoking. Excuse me, is there something? You have a problem? Yeah, I know I'm tall, but you don't need a... Ugh.
You must be the new noble. Interesting. I never thought a middle-class rat would make their way into a society.
Hey, upper middle class. Excuse me. Wait, you called me you called me middle, right? Okay, all right. Sorry. I glared. What the hell was her fucking deal? Why is she not wearing a bra? She's probably wearing a bra.
My name is Angela Worthing, the current top-ranking noble in the area. However, don't bother trying to remember that. You won't be a noble long enough for my name to be of any use.
Angela smirked at my confusion. Yeah, confusion of why the fuck do I care?
I hope you enjoyed the little time you had here. Too bad I'll be taking your noble title away.
Huh? What does she mean? What does she mean? I wasn't going to be a noble for long. I just got here.
I will not let this be taken away from me.
Why were the maids fighting? Why was she so goddamn bitchy? What are you talking about? Angela looked at the maid as if she was going to ignore me, but spoke to me with her focus on the fight.
Do you know why you were brought here?
I'll give you a friendly hint. It's not just because you won some little lottery.
I looked at the fight between the maids, then back at the woman. This made no sense, so I didn't answer. I don't have. Angela took my silence as my reply and continued.
I'm sure the man brought you here spouted out about it being a financial experiment for us. While that is true, it's an investment experiment for the maids.
Okay, this was about the maids? That made no sense. Yet at the same time, something was clicking in my head. The woman turned to me at last, making me look back to her.
We are part of a government experiment to develop a new method of discreet military weaponry. Those maids are not just maids, but they're soldiers.
What? Soldiers? I'm gonna die. Angela smirked at the surprise on my face. Caroline was a soldier?
But she was so desu. I mean, kawaii desu.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak Japanese. That didn't make any sense. How could someone so cute be a soldier? Yeah, you misogynistic prick.
They are trained like military soldiers,
I don't know if my voice is changing for her, but I kind of like it.
and they are tested to rise above the ranks within a set of amount of time. Should they succeed, they are offered to become a part of the experiment. Many try, few succeed. And even fewer accept the deal.
I don't even know what voice I'm doing for you, but I like it. This is ridiculous. Why would anyone accept this kind of deal? Because some would rather.
Because some would rather.
I like this voice better.
Because some would rather help and serve their country in the long run than die on a battlefield.
Isn't that like the same thing, though? Are we not living in America? I'm pretty sure we're living in America. We better be. Because dying in a war is the same thing as serving for your country. You bitch. For some reason, that made sense. No, it didn't. If you died in battle, you died. Yeah, I know. However, if this was a military experiment, then this would help the future. The question was, how? As if the noble woman near me, as if the random woman, who was not this woman, read my mind, she turned back to the maids.
Red, attack the master.
Wait, what? I shot my head to the maid in question as she looked at me with a large grin. She dumped away from Caroline and hopped up to the railing on the opposite stairs. Like a ninja, like a goddamn shinobi, she ran up the railing and crossed the tops of rails before sliding down the stairs. I was one. Down the stairs I was on.
It's not my spell.
Raising her knife to slice my head off. How could she slice my head off with a knife?
No.
Oh my. Out of nowhere, Caroline jumped over the railing in front of me and grabbed at Red's arm, protecting me from Red's knife.
How sweet! Protecting your master unarmed. You must be a stupider than I thought.
I'll protect my master with my life. That's the life we live.
Obviously. You stupid, red-headed, dumb. You're dumb. Should I have named my girl Blue? Red versus Blue? Yeah. And then Sarge comes in and just curve stomps the noble woman.
This isn't some cheesy romance game, oh pathetic one. Don't be so dramatic.
It's not? Oh, thank God. Because if it was...
What the heck?
Okay, that's a shadow. Okay, if you look at the ear... Look at the ear next to the next to Red's hair, and then you see that line going down towards her jawline. I thought that was her jaw. That looks so freaking weird. Man, she's got a straight jaw. They both do. They look like Who's from Whoville. Caroline glared at Red, pressed against her hands, trying to now slash at Caroline's throat.
I'm curious, though. How fast did you open your legs for your master? I bet you suck.
I bet you suck in bed as much as you do at being a maid. Now that could be taken in so many different meanings. You could have said anything else but that. I honestly was like, what? I bet you suck dick as much as you being a maid. Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
I don't need to open my legs to be the best maid I can be. I didn't have to sleep my way to the top unlike you.
I'll kill you, bitch!
I can only step back in fear as Caroline pushed Red off the railing and vaulted over it after her. Oh, wow, Caroline's on the attack. Honestly, I'd be running up and just punching the living shit out of Red. If she was like that, I mean, but she has a knife, so that might have hurt. But I don't care. Cameline's expression contorted to become full of pure rage as she began to fight offensively, using a convenient nearby broom like a long-handled hammer against Red and her knife.
Red,
beside me!
Instantly, Red stopped defending and quickly jumped to her master's side, glaring at Caroline. However, I could tell that Red was twitching and itching to keep fighting. Caroline stopped as well and glared at Red with a silent content. I felt both protected and proud to see her defend me like she did. At the same time, I was dumbstruck in how skilled she was a fighting.
These women are trained to do one thing: serve. They are dedicated to serving their masters, and not only care for their home, but protect them with their life.
Okay, why are you saying this?
The government wants to essentially create a small private force of fighters to protect and assassinate important leaders. That way, we can secretly have the upper hand against anyone who tries to overthrow us from the inside out. Think of it like a secret service, only 10 times better without the hassle of having moronic hirelings as the agents.
Excuse me, that's what I do. I do that. What are you talking about? Oh, wait.
Well, essentially, the best thing to come out of the military funding, and the fact that we have boobs and you will never suspect a thing.
Okay, we're not all that suspicious. I mean, we're not all that trusting of anyone with breasts. I don't like any of you, and I'm having a problem with freaking Caroline. I don't. I probably look... I probably look, like, really irritated. I am irritated.
The reason that these girls are maids is to train them to blend into their surroundings perfectly.
Yeah, because no one will suspect a maid in a crowd.
It's one thing to see a maid in a suit with an earpiece and assume they're guardians. It's another to suspect a servant who's cleaning a vase or sweeping the floor.
Have you not watched anime? I looked to Red instinctively, watching her smirk wildly as she lifted up her skirt a bit and revealed a line of knives sheathed in a ring around her petticoat. I could feel the blood in my head drain into my chest. The sight striking fear into my core. Oh my god, she has even more knives than what she had originally. Oh my god. I looked at Caroline. She still had a hard glare on her face. Staring into Red's eyes, did she have any secret weapons on her? From what I saw last time, I didn't see any. And now I didn't know I was looking at when I looked at the maid beside me.
I'm looking at a monster.
Actually, I'm looking at the most badass thing ever. Both a soldier and a maid, and she was a scary force to be reckoned with.
Red, continue the fight.
Finally, you're mine, bitch.
Yeah, that was a different voice. As if the itch Red held had been completely wiped away and replaced with pleasure, Red charged it once again at Caroline with a look of deep excitement on her face. Caroline brought up her broom and stood her ground, returning to the fight with Red on the defensive. What are you doing? Before I could step in, Angela stepped in front of me to bar me from stepping in. I glared as she crossed her arms.
This is part of the experiment. We have to test the results in the only way we can, by having them fight.
Fight? What had this become? A battle royale? I opened my mouth, but the noblewoman continued.
That's why we're here. To represent our maids and become the controllers for the experiment. Our maids will be prepared perfectly to the experiment.
Angela turned her body to look over at the fighting maids, causing me to do the same. The maids were clashing weapons, ridiculous precision and force. You could definitely tell that they were trained in combat just from how they threw their hits.
I will tear you to shreds.
Red.
Oh. Let's see.
Red has served me for almost a year now.
That sounds like the other voice for Red, but whatever.
She is devoted to being the best, but she told me about your maid. Apparently she's the best maid fighter from the academy they train at.
Well, that's convenient. I looked at Caroline and mentally agreed from the sight. Yeah, she looks like she could murder a lot of people. Red had a very offensive, but Caroline kept it in defense masterfully, because I'm such a connoisseur in that kind of thing. They both looked equally matched, to say the least. For some reason, there was a certain grace Caroline had while fighting Red, which made her stand out from the other maid that she was fighting. Maybe it was because she was my maid, or maybe it was her cute appearance. I couldn't tell. Or maybe because I was a goddamn pervert. I shook my head wildly. Wait a minute, how could I be so accepting of this? This was too strange.
I'm actually very unimpressed. She may be the best in the academy, but she has yet to even bring Red down. She must have been overestimated.
I glared at Angela, suddenly becoming insulted. Excuse me. Bitch say what? Screw you. Pfft, you don't know her. Yeah, I should just... You don't know her. I don't even know her. Angela laughed over, clapping her hands together, making a large noise echo from the lobby.
Red, enough!
Yes, master.
Yeah, that's what her name is. Red jumped away from Caroline and panted, still smirking wildly at her with deadly intent. However, she moved the knife in her hand under her skirt and sheathed it back with her other knives in her petticoat. Angela crossed her arms and looked at Caroline up and down with a raised eyebrow.
This is a waste of my time. It's obvious that you need to train more, Red, if you hope to properly bring this maid down.
I'm sorry, ma'am, but I know I can beat her. I was just getting warmed up.
Nevertheless, it looks like this little fight will have to wait. I have an appointment to keep.
Yes, Mom.
Angela looked at me with a business-like stare, making me tense up slightly. What the hell are you looking at, bitch? The fuck are you looking at? What the fuck?
I'll give you a week to prepare your maid. If your maid can beat Red, which I highly doubt, then I'll leave you alone and you can remain one of us.
I don't want to be one of you. You're on.
Will you lose, though? You'll have to kiss your master goodbye.
Are you being serious? What? She had to leave? What? That made no sense at all. I mean, she'd die, right? Wasn't that the point? I wouldn't want a corpse in my house. Especially one who can't even make breakfast for me. I'd rather have one that can make breakfast for me. Angela smirked at my sudden change of emotion as Red laughed.
I'm no longer in training. I've already proven myself to Miss K and the rest of the Academy heads. I'm not monitored by the Academy anymore, so I can continue to serve my master even if I lose a fight, which has never happened.
I mean, what was that, a draw? Red returned her gaze to Caroline, smirking and running her tongue over the top of her teeth before continuing her explanation.
You, on the other hand, are fresh out of the Academy. If you fail to prove... That's his fail. Prove that you can protect your master before your third check-in, you'll be shipped right back to the school, and we'll have to start at the bottom of the barrel, where you belong.
I'm assuming if she's that good, it wouldn't take her that long to get back up to where she is now. I mean, that wouldn't be that much of a problem. She'd probably murder so much more people. The look on Caroline's face made it clear that she was telling the truth.
That's not going to happen. Don't get so confident. Don't forget that you have to do your maid duties as well. If you fail to do your duties and keep the house clean like the good maid you're supposed to be, even if you somehow manage to get stronger than me, you'll still be shipped out.
Why? Now that I think about it, this game would be interesting if I was the maid. You know, if the player... I'm not saying I want to be the fucking maid. No, I can never pull off that dress. I'm just saying that if... Yeah, I don't even know what the heck I'm supposed to do now. This was beyond insanity. How the heck were we supposed to manage this? How is Caroline supposed to train and be a maid at the same time? Well, I don't really do anything. Not like I keep her busy. Angela then turned and began to walk towards the front door.
If you lose your maid, you'll lose your noble status. I suggest taking the week to pack your bags, middle-class rat.
Upper. No, wait, you keep saying up middle, not lower. My bad. And with that, Red led her master out of the house, closing the door behind them. I could help but buckle down and sit. I could help, but... I could not help but buckle down. I'm not adding that not. I could not help but buckle down and sit on the staircase, feeling completely overwhelmed. This was the catch? My job was to be a maid's master and make sure she did her job. If she fails, she gets taken away. I lose my noble title. I don't want that. I don't want to go back to that home where I'm living by myself. This was a mind jumble, and I didn't like it one bit. I don't like it. My mind felt like cracking. I'm just gonna break down and cry. But I had to accept the reality of the situation. I was involved in a messed up experiment. I looked at Caroline and saw her frown before she turned and bowed to me.
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't expect anyone to come, and I didn't know if you were aware of the situation or not. I wanted to tell you later today, but apparently Miss Worthing and Red had other plans.
I shook my head, holding my hand up. Yeah. It was a waste of time to try and mope about past. I had to make sure I didn't lose my debility in the first week of attaining it, because that would suck, and all my friends would make fun of me. Oh, wait, I don't have friends. Yep, that would suck. I looked at Caroline with a serious expression standing up. Okay, I've never played this before. I'm sorry. We have a week to get ready. What do you need to do?
Well, I need to train hard to get ready for another battle with Red. However, I need to keep the house clean and organized from dust and disorganization.
Oh, no. Who let the dog inside? Caroline bit her lip and looked at the ground, trying to figure out what to do. I felt really bad. She almost looked like a sad child. let's see, I can be super selfish, be like, we have to win. Or I can be like, you can do it, because I'm not doing anything. It actually both sounds pretty selfish if you think about it. I believe in you. I needed to know that I supported her. I knew that she could be. I knew she could beat Red. Damn it, stupid dog! Get out of here before I skin you and make you my throw rug. Looked up at me wide-eyed before looking down distressed and blushing wildly. Damn it! I smiled and gently placed my hand on her shoulder, making her look back up at me. As her eyes met with mine, I closed my eyes and nodded with a reassuring smile. As I opened my eyes, she nodded with a matching smile. I could tell that she would try her best. I rubbed my chin, trying to think. Well then, however, Caroline walked up and looked up from the bottom stairs. Master, I'll listen to you and follow all of your orders of when I can train and when I should clean. It's your home, after all, so you should dictate when I do things, so I don't inconvenience you. I stared at her in surprise before thinking about it. She had a good idea. If I scheduled it, she wouldn't overwork herself, and she could devote time to cleaning. A good time to cleaning, training, resting. We had a week, after all. If we divided each day into 2, Caroline could both clean and train on certain days and times. Then to make sure she didn't pass out, I could just giving her time off once in a while. I was used to work, so it wasn't hard to keep the house clean myself sometimes. It's weird, because whenever I'm home alone, I have to take care of the house. I always become super responsible, and I'm just like, I'm going to clean everything. Except when I'm with other people, and like, that's their job, not mine. Yeah, this was definitely a good idea. Now to follow through with it. You know, effort. Alright, let's do our best. This was no way I was going to let Angela and Red get the best of us. No way. Seriously, should I named her Blue? May the Maid's games begin.